meeting of the Committee on Beneficiary Advocacy and Empowerment to order. On behalf of the board, for those in the viewership, welcome to the committee. This committee serves as a voice and bridge between our Native Hawaiian beneficiaries and OHA policies, programs, and resources. We also work in close partnership with the Hawaii State Legislature as we move forward into the 2026 legislative session. I want to welcome to today's meeting and acknowledge my staff, Trustee A. Leanne Stender Durant, who's serving as the committee meeting recording secretary, and Trustee Secretary Kyla He, who's serving as the committee's technology and information specialist. Leanne, please take the roll.
Trustee Ahuna.
Eo.
Vice Chair Kaka.
Eo.
Trustee Akina.
Aloha mai kako.
Trustee Alapa. Trustee Kahele. Present. Trustee Lindsay.
Present.
Trustee Souza.
Eo.
Trustee Waihe'e. Chair Galuteria.
Yo.
We have 8 members present.
Mahalo, members. Public testimony will be allowed on any agenda item and will be limited to 5 minutes per speaker. Before moving on, I would like to call on our COO, Keishawn Kikina, to join us for and introduce any administrative staff joining us here today. Keishawn, good morning.
Morning, aloha kakayaka kako, mahalo nui trustees. This morning, our administration staff is made up of our interim administrator, CEO Summer Silva, our general counsel, Everett Ota, our director of advocacy, Leina Alalei, our public policy manager, Deja Ostrowski, our director of communications, Bill Brennan, and our IT systems engineer and administrator, Daniel Santos. Mahalo nui.
Mahalo, and thank you all for your service. Okay, we'll now proceed to new business, which is a rather robust schedule here. We have 9 matrices to consider and vote on. We will receive public testimony for each separately in order to keep us on track so as not to take too much time from our next committee. We will consider the bills our advocacy team has flagged for discussion. I'd like to invite Chief Advocate Leina Alalei to join the trustees at the table, please. Members, before we start, I would like to ask for board's unanimous consent to take agenda item 2, new business A, regarding the United States Department of Education consultation in interagency partnership agreements with the Departments of Education, Interior, and Labor out of order. Are there any objections? There being none, it will be taken out of order. Let's take a look at B, 2026 OHA State Legislative Bill Package, Matrix 1. Okay. Are you, Leina, are you okay?
Yes.
Okay, before you start, do we have any public testimony?
No public testimony at this time.
Okay. Lei, is there an introduction to this matrix as stated in our BAE packet?
Good morning, trustees. This is our OHA package bills that were already voted and approved by this board last fall. But they were, since our last meeting, they were set for hearing, or not set for hearing, but they were assigned bill numbers and they were officially filed. So everyone can go online and click on OHA package and see these bills. And we did have one of our bills, Item 5, relating to the Island Burial Councils, was set for hearing tomorrow morning. Yes. Can you hear me? Okay, sorry about that. Yep, I was just saying that on Matrix 1, the update from when it was published is that our Item 5, Island Burial Council Bill, which is HB 2104, has been set for hearing tomorrow morning at 9:00 a.m. So we've submitted our written testimony, and I am planning to appear in person to testify, and any trustees are welcome to attend as well. If you are, we can provide you with the room numbers, but that's before the Water and Land Committee, which has also been assigned 3 other of our package bills that have yet to be scheduled for hearing.
What time is that hearing?
9 a.m. tomorrow.
9 a.m. tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because we have a BOT meeting.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah.
So that, those are the only updates. The other bills we are still waiting to have scheduled for hearing. We hand delivered and have emailed, all the chairs and vice chairs of the committees requesting our bills to be scheduled for hearing and are following up as necessary to be sure that, they are set for hearing before the deadline.
Thank you for that. Okay, so before we move into discussion, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve or amend the 2026 OHA State Legislative Package, bill package for Matrix 1.
So move.
Thank you, Trustee Akina, Ahuna, rather. Yes, sir.
May I ask, and do so at the appropriate time if I need to change that, for item number 6, HB 2105, SB 2539.
Be bifurcated.
Okay,
Discussion on that.
we can move towards that request, but we're gonna have to vote on it.
Regular discussion first.
Okay.
And then when you're ready to vote, maybe we'll take that right before you vote on the motion itself.
Okay. That's fine. You wanna mention anything? You wanna explain anything at this point? No, not right now? Okay, we're gonna vote on it because it's a motion. Okay, to bifurcate. Okay, can we have a roll call, please?
For the bifurcate.
To bifurcate, yeah. Yes,
The motion is to bifurcate out the decision. HB 2105. HB 2105,
Yeah.
yes. That's the
That's the
only
only
one
one.
you're separating out the discussion on. Then they can make that
yeah.
as well.
We're voting on the bifurcation for this request so that we can get into discussion. And then we're gonna vote on it and ask for any more bifurcations. Okay, so go ahead, take the roll.
Trustee Ahuna.
Aye.
Vice Chair Akaka. Trustee Aquino.
Aye.
Trustee Alapa. Trustee Kahele. Trustee Lindsay. Trustee Souza. Trustee Waihe'e is not present. Chair Galutaria.
Aye.
You have 8 yes votes on the bifurcation.
Okay, very good. Now, we can move into discussion. If you'd like to mention, why. There's no need? Okay, very good. All right. So we have a motion on the table to approve what we just bifurcated to, by the way. Okay? And we gotta vote on the motion. To approve, amend, or the 2026 OHA State Legislative Bill Package for Matrix 1, except for, well, we're bifurcating that out. Okay? Trustees, any discussion? Okay, Leon, call for the vote, please.
Trustee Ahuna.
Aye.
Vice Chair Akaka.
Aye.
Trustee Aquino.
Aye.
Trustee Alapa. Trustee Kahele. Trustee Lindsay. Trustee Souza. Trustee Waihe'e is not present. Chair Galutaria.
Aye.
You have 8 yes votes.
Okay, mahalo, members. Let's move to C. Wait, Kalamai?
You're doing the
We have to-
bifurcated. Now you do the second motion, the
Oh, I
motion
thought
to,
we did.
yeah,
Okay, now we gotta vote on the main motion. Okay, go ahead, Leanne.
on the 2105.
Yeah, this is, 2105?
Yeah, because you guys just voted on the main motion.
It's the one that you wanted
So
Yeah.
this is the,
To move out, yeah?
yeah, so.
Okay, go ahead, Leanne. Yeah,
Section, yes.
no, yeah, he wants to do that.
Okay. Trustee Ahuna.
Aye.
Vice Chair Kaka. Did she say yes? Oh, I'm sorry, thank you. Trustee Aquino,
Abstain.
Trustee Alapa. Trustee Kahele. Trustee Lindsay. Trustee Souza. Trustee Whitehead is not present. Chair Galutaria.
Aye.
You have 8 yes votes.
Mahalo, members. Okay, let's move to C, 2026 Legislature OHA positions on bills naming Office of Foreign Affairs, Matrix 2. Okay, any public testimony, Leanne?
No public testimony at this time.
Pardon me?
No.
Okay. Members, may I have a motion to approve or amend the 2026 Legislature OHA bill positions on naming the Office of Hawaiian Affairs Matrix 2?
This one, they have amendments, yeah.
We have amendments, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we don't have any public testimony, right?
No testimony.
No, we asked.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, we got to vote on this.
With the amendments.
Yeah,
Yeah, they haven't discussed.
no, not yet. We got to get to discussion. Okay? So we have a motion.
Who made the motion, please? Sorry. You
Trustee
did.
Ahuna.
Thank you.
Okay, trustees, any discussion at this time? Trustee Akina?
Thank you very much. I'm looking at SB 2823. What item is that? Lāma Ola, is the packet that we had distributed to us at the table here this morning the same as the one that was online, that I printed out? My notes are on the one that we had prior to.
So I have
Morning.
2 clarifications. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
There was the public agenda that didn't have the positions listed. It just had the bill numbers for purpose of notice. And then the BOT folder bill had, or the folder version had the positions listed. And then we handed out the BOT folder version that has the positions listed, and we highlighted in yellow. There were 4 bills that were on the folder that were not on the public agenda, so they can't be discussed. And we highlighted in blue, I think 6 bills, or 8 bills that were suggesting a change of position. So the highlight on the overhead in blue, that is a suggested change in position that I can go over each of the highlights to explain why we're changing the position.
Thank you. I'm just trying to reference now SB 2823. Where's that located?
So I see that it is item, on matrix 2, it looks like it's item 16.
Okay, just a quick question. It's listed as comment,
Yes.
and I just wanted to know some of the thinking there in terms of governance and due process.
We consulted with Corporation Counsel on this particular bill, and Deja can talk a little bit about that.
Thank you.
Move up, yeah.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. Aloha, trustees. So yes, I consulted with Everett about this. We understand it really does undermine the board's authority. So again, really open to what the board would like as a position. But after consulting with Everett, who did say, you know, we could do an oppose if it does move. It's actually not moving right now. And so we have it as comment just to give, you know, our comments about where this may be coming from. Again, we could change that to oppose if the trustees would like that, but we talked about maybe not flagging that as an opposition at this point. Thank you.
We're trying to make friends.
Yeah.
But what's in the wind is that it's not going anywhere.
Yes, that's true. Trustees, thank you.
Okay, Trustee Akina, any more questions or
Thank you. I think
comments?
that's a fine response. Thank you.
Okay, very good. You know, Lāma Ola, I know we have 3 amendments for the Matrix 2.
Correct.
Okay, you want to go ahead and mention
Sure.
them?
So the first one is item 2, it's HB 1917. This was a bill introduced to accomplish the purpose basically of the OHA package bill from last year on the Public Land Trust Working Group, which was to appropriate funding for the hiring of third-party professionals to complete the tasks that the working group determined that it would be best for them to hire an auditor and land inventory assistant. So this, it takes out some of the other language related to the working group and is pretty much just a straight appropriation bill to OHA for the purposes of hiring those third-party professionals. So I discussed this for the other trustees to know with Trustee Galutaria, Trustee Lindsay, Sherry Broder, and Everett as the members and the council for the Public Land Trust Working Group. And we agreed that given the alignment with our bill, our package bill from last year, and the intent of the bill to ensure that the working group is able to fulfill its duties with the assistance of third-party professionals, that we should support this position.
Okay. Any questions on that, members? No? Okay, what's the others?
And I would just note really quickly, in addition to HB 1917, there's a very similar bill moving that was introduced by Representative Kahaloa that we are also supporting. And that one is a support with amendments. This is item 12. Because in that bill, it does suggest a change to the composition of the working group that would dilute the voting power of OHA. Right now, OHA and the state have equal representation. And this bill would amend the composition to add 2 members of the legislature, which we support. Or I'm sorry, it would add 4 members of the legislature. We support adding members of the legislature, but not in a number that would dilute OHA's voting power. So the amendment, the first amendment, is just to keep the composition at 2 OHA members, 2 governor, 4 OHA members, 2 governor appointees, which are the DLNR and Budget and Finance representatives, and then the rep from the Senate and the House. And then we're also going to suggest, there's a new member that's suggested in this bill, a community member. And the amendment we discussed with the working group was to put additional guardrails on the community member who would be nominated to specify that it would be someone with financial expertise, so they could contribute to the work of the audit and completing the hiring of the third-party professionals, and bring outside business experience to bear on the hiring of that person and completing the work and tasks of the working group. And also that person also have familiarity with Native Hawaiian history and the history of the Hawaiian Office of Hawaiian Affairs. So this community member, if we're going to add a 9th member, needs to bring this value add to the working group. And I don't know if Trustee Lindsay or Trustee Galutaria wants to add, but that was the discussion that we had to support these bills. But the item 12 is with amendments to ensure that the composition of the working group continues to be favorable to OHA.
What's the number of the bill again?
Item 12, HB 2582.
2580.
Yeah, 2582.
2582.
Yeah, so that one's not changing the position. I just wanted to flag it because we were talking about HB 1917, and they all are supportive of the same goals. And then item 258 or item 13, which is HB 284, is also an appropriation to the working group to complete its work.
Okay. Trustee Lindsay?
I just want to add and maybe correct you in that it does not say in the bill who the governor needs to appoint. So it's not the BNF or it's not the land. That's up to him. So it's 2 members from the state, and that's up to him who he selects.
Correct. And historically, it's been Chair Chang from DLNR and the Budget and Finance Chief.
Okay. Any other bills we're talking about amending?
Withdraw his motion because he did just a blanket approval versus approve with amendments.
Excuse me. Another highlighted bill is item 10. We actually, the board voted to approve a very similar bill last year, or a very similar bill position, because this is one of the bills that provides public financing for elections, but gives OHA less funding than other statewide positions. And so consistent with our testimony last year, we would be asking for OHA candidates, if they participate in public financing, to get the same amount of funding as other statewide candidates, specifically the lieutenant governor, because OHA trustees have to run statewide.
Okay.
So that's why that's a comment. And the item 11 is a new concept. I talked to Rep. Capella about it this morning. And originally we had it as comment just because of some uncertainty around the structure, but I talked to her this morning. And basically what this is, it's a model that's been done in other states, most successfully in Oregon. And it allows the state to set up an account that can receive federal money, state money, county money, and private money. And the monies in that account must be expended for the purposes of supporting culture and the arts. But the way she wrote it here, she wants OHA to receive 50% of any money put in that account so that we could ensure that Native Hawaiian artists and institutions that support arts and culture for Native Hawaiians are ensured to receive funding. So that is an important aspect of the bill. So that was another reason it was comment, but I talked to our grants team. They think that we would be able to administer this if it was passed and we were provided funding through this trust account. And a final thing she wanted to flag for all of you with respect to this bill is the way it's written. And again, it's modeled in Oregon, where they have $43 million when she talked to them last summer in their cultural trust account. And it's written that the incentive is that individuals who donate get a tax break or a tax write-off. But so as not to detract from funding that's already in there in the state, you have to donate both to an existing institution and to the cultural trust account. And this is the way it's set up in Oregon as well, because you don't want people to just switch their funding from a private institution to the trust account. So they have to donate twice to claim the tax break. But this is the way it is in Oregon, and it's been successful. So she wanted to be sure I shared that with you. So we are recommending support because we believe we have the capacity within our staff to support this program. And we think that we are the appropriate entity to help direct those funds.
Trustee Ahuna.
How did they come up with the 50%, but only 50%?
I didn't ask her how because it seemed generous for us to get 50%. Yeah. I think it's also smart though, because if you think about it, I think it's going to take some time for there to get money into the account. So like at first there's going to be administrative overhead, right? So you want to get as much money as possible so it's worth the overhead, but over time I think it'll be really beneficial.
So they're replicating an existing system,
Correct.
and the 50% came with that existing system?
No, that is the
plugged in.
local innovation
Oh.
to make sure Native Hawaiian artists are
Okay.
properly represented and funded.
Okay. Trustee Akina?
Would the contributions to this fund and their expenditures be restricted or unrestricted for OHA?
They would be restricted to the purpose of perpetuating culture and the arts. That's the overall purpose of the donations.
That's a general purpose, but would they be restricted to the donor's intent? For example, a party donates funds in order for a certain structure to be built somewhere.
I don't think the program's established that way. I think it's a straight donation to the trust account for the purpose of culture and the arts. So if somebody chooses to make a donation, it would be with the understanding that it would feed into the fund.
It would be good to check on that and ensure that we would have unrestricted usage.
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
Will do. Thank you.
Was that it?
Yes, for this matrix, that is the last change. We're happy to answer any questions.
Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to ask Trustee Ahuna to withdraw his original
Yeah.
motion.
And approve with amendments made excluding HB 2231.
Yeah.
So first I'm going to withdraw my
Yeah,
action item that I made previous, and then then I want to,
You're going to redo the motion.
yes, I want to approve with amendments made excluding HB 2231.
Okay, so we're going to remove it now, so why don't you make the motion so we can get back into the
Okay.
discussion?
Okay,
Okay.
I'd like to, what,
We don't have to vote on the withdrawal because nothing was started on that. So you can withdraw it before
Okay.
we took any action.
yeah, so I already did that.
Yeah.
And then I'd like to ask the board if we can approve with amendments matrix to excluding HB 2231.
Okay, that's a new motion, Board. Okay? Now we can move into discussion for that. Anybody have any questions or comments? Vice Chair Akaka?
Hello. For item 1, HB 1829 relating to marine. This is regarding item 1,
Yes.
Bill HB 1829, as well as item 18 SB 2907. One is relating to the marine affair, well, both are relating to marine affairs. And I see that we currently have it as monitor, and what they're discussing is simply having that coordinator position created. However, I believe it would make sense if this position is created and this office is created, that it be required that there be training for Native Hawaiian traditional and customary rights, our natural resources access rights, and the trust, and whether it be that coordinator position or any positions that are formed thereafter in that office, that they have that training provided to them, as they're going to oversee marine resources and the industry thus in that jurisdiction.
So is your suggestion to change it to comment consistent with the other marine resource bill? Sure, we can do that. And I think we discussed last time, for the exact reasons, we have concerns about
economy.
the blue economy that's
Yeah.
very popular this year. This one just didn't seem like it was going to move, honestly, as compared to the other. But yes, we're happy to take
Yeah.
the same consistent position to raise concerns about how this
Yeah.
affect Native Hawaiian
And
rights.
more so too, because it specifically names the Office of Hawaiian Affairs in the bill. So
Yes.
it's appropriate to address that as we are asked to participate in it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that would be for item 1, HB 1829, and item 18, SB 2907, to comment,
We're right there on that?
or with amendments.
Anything else?
Yes, I'm just double checking on what was not already.
Okay, while you do that,
Discussed.
okay? Vice Chair, in the interest of full disclosure, I'd like to ask, Ale, do we have any, this is a brand-new motion, so do we have any public testimony? I know
No.
it's a lot to eat at one time, but, no?
No.
Okay, that's for the record. Okay, go ahead, Vice Chair.
I'm just looking over the questions I had regarding the bills that were listed with support with amendments and comment. However, I think a bulk of them were discussed already. Just making sure that there's no other. Yes. I wanted to ask what the comment would be for item 19 SB 3173 relating to cultural education and Lahaina Harbor.
Yeah, so honestly, this one's a little concerning. There's been a lot of community concern about overuse of the harbor, inability for fishing, canoe families to be able to access the water because the parking lot is full of commercial operators at all time. So the intent of the comment is to say, while we understand it's well-intentioned, teaching commercial operators about Native Hawaiian culture doesn't actually address the community issue, which is access. And concurrent with any education, there should be real progress towards addressing the community's access concerns. So we don't want this bill to paper over what are the community's concerns with a training.
So it's not so much about the current and the new applicants, it's just about the access, and that's what we want to highlight in those comments.
Yes, that is actually the issue that needs to be most addressed.
Okay, thank you.
What's your sense of the bill? You think it's got a chance? No.
No,
Oh, okay. And we'll find out in a,
we'll find out, and
We'll
we
find
can
out.
also continue the conversation if it does move.
Okay.
We might bring it back to the board and recommend possibly honestly an opposed.
Okay.
I would say that would be more inclination, because again, this doesn't actually address what is a community concern. The community's not saying people are rude to us because they don't understand Native Hawaiian culture. They're saying we literally cannot access the beach because of commercial overuse, or the harbor, excuse me.
okay? Very good. All right, trustees, any other questions or comments on this Matrix 2? We have a motion on the floor to approve OHA's position on bills naming Office of Hawaiian Affairs, Matrix 2. Leanne, call for the vote, please.
Trustee Ahuna. Vice Chair Akako.
Aye.
Trustee Akita.
Aye.
Trustee Alapa. Trustee Kahele. Trustee Lindsay. Trustee Souza.
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e.
Yes.
Chair Galutaria.
Aye.
You have 9 votes, unanimous pass. Trustee Chair, at this time, I'd like to just go back to Matrix 1 for a moment and clarify that I misspoke on the vote. The vote was actually 7 yes votes with, 1 abstention.
One abstention, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I need to do that for the record.
you want to do that for the record? Mm-hmm. We're going to do that again then?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
did it, but I misspoke on my
Okay,
count.
You're just notifying.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that. We also want to, for the record, note that trustee Waihe has joined us too. Okay? Okay, let's move to D, the 2026 Legislature, OHA position on bills affecting the Public Land Trust Matrix 3. Is there any public testimony? Leanne, any public testimony?
I'm sorry. Yes, we do.
Oh, we have?
Oh, James Maioho.
When you ask her this one, you can say
Is Mr. Mayoho around? What? He's there. Oh, okay. Yeah, please proceed. Good morning.
Mahalo for letting me in. I have a matrix regarding SB 2759. I have a oral statement to read quick. I understand that the matrix lists OHA's position as comment on SB 2759 rather than oppose. I am testifying today with that designation, but I want to be clear that when it comes to public land trust lands, comment must not mean consent. Public land trust lands are not ordinary public lands. They are trust assets. OHA is not merely a stakeholder. OHA is a trustee. Trustees do not remain neutral when the trust is placed at risk. Several bills in Matrix 3 affect how land trusts are disposed of, extended, or exempted from oversight. Some delay environmental review, some streamline approval processes, some extend long-term uses of land trusts without resolving prior impacts. Even when described as temporary or administrative, the consequences of these actions are permanent for beneficiaries. When OHA lists comment on these measures, the legislature may interpret that as silence or acceptance. Beneficiaries do not. Beneficiaries hear hesitation where protection is expected. If a private trustee acted this way, beneficiaries would challenge that trustee. Public trust law does not lower the standard, it raises it. I respectfully ask the board to clarify that a comment position under Matrix 3, specifically on SB 2759, does not signal that these bills are harmless, and to direct staff to clearly articulate beneficiary objections and conditions where public land trust lands are effective and to reaffirm OHA's role as a proactive trustee. SB 2759 wholesale extends these military leases without any further review. It gives the governor signatory power to just move this through and make that happen. And some people may see that as pragmatic for buying time because of the failed EISs. But to me, it's a sinister piece of legislation. And I suggest, I hope that OHA would come out firmly against that. So mahalo for letting me get that in.
Thank you, James. Appreciate it. Any other public testimony, Leanne?
No.
Okay, let's proceed. May I have a motion to approve or amend the 2026 Legislature OHA position on bills affecting the public land trust,
Matrix 3.
Matrix 3,
Matrix 3, yeah,
Matrix 3.
except
excluding.
excluding SB 3085 and HB 2266 relating to the Hawaii Film Studio, which will be taken up by the bot tomorrow.
So move.
Thank you, Trustee Ahuna. Okay, trustees, any discussion? Lena Ala, you want to comment at all on this?
Sure, I'll respond to the testimony that was just raised, because I agree that all bills affecting the public land trust are significant, which is why we have a separate matrix for it. And the comment was intended to clarify the language of the bill currently that says that all military leases shall be extended, and we disagree with that language. We, if the board supports this approach, we were going to suggest that it be changed from shall to may, so that the Board of Land and Natural Resources has that option, again, as stated in the bill, for the limited purposes of allowing the military to complete an environmental impact statement. So this is, and I acknowledge many beneficiaries likely will not support this bill. But the idea with comment is that it would be discretionary with the Board of Land and Natural Resources, and it would allow for completion of environmental impact statement, which on the other hand does have benefits to have the process fully completed. As the board knows, OHA is trying to help advance that process. We don't want it to lag. We don't want it to take however many more years. That's why we've volunteered to try and work with DLNR to do the Kapa'akai analysis to look at how we can help expedite the environmental impact statement process to avoid extension of military leases. But nonetheless, if there's a reason they still aren't complete when the leases expire, do we want to have the BLNR to have the option to extend them for the purposes of complying with the law, until, and to, again, maybe avoid that pressure for condemnation that we saw last fall, where the governor was saying, well, they better just condemn the land, so I think that's the intent of this bill, and that's why we're commenting on it. But I am happy to, hear what the trustees say, because of course this is a very sensitive topic and a lot of different opinions on the best way to go. But again, we acknowledge many beneficiaries are going to oppose this bill.
Well, let's watch it. Let's just keep our eye on it, okay? All right, any other comments or questions on this particular motion? Oh, Vice Chair.
Hello. I'm seeing a lot in the this matrix,
Yeah, we
3,
can go.
the mention of disposition of land. So naturally, I'm very concerned about that. And if you look at item 1, HB 2266 and SB 3085, that companion bill, it mentions that disposition of lands being set aside and so forth, and I don't see OHA mentioned in there as part of
Wait, stand by, stand by. Hey, Maio, is that you? You're on. Turn off your mic. Or just disconnect, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Please proceed.
Thank you. And in looking up the lands, to see if it's Crown and government lands, and on the site, it's not the most clear to see that, but I do see that it's mentioned as part of the Crown and government land / public land trust matrix. So I'm thinking it falls under that.
Yeah, it's
Category.
public land, and I can explain our comment position a little bit
Yes.
more. The bill is not clearly written.
Yes.
And that's our concern, because in
Right.
in the preamble, it talks about expediting use of the film studio, which is honestly, I don't think we we need to oppose if it's just the use of the film studio, which should be making money for the state, and we want it to be utilized to its maximum capacity, I would assume. The problem with the bill is it's written broadly, so it looks like it's giving the governor power to set aside lands for film in general without oversight by the BLNR, instead of just being limited to the use of the existing studio. So yes, exactly what you're saying. The governor shouldn't be exempted from the existing public land trust oversight by the BLNR if he's going to be setting aside land. So that is what we would say in our comments, that it shouldn't be exempted from the normal process. If the intent is just to facilitate use of this like one studio, it should be more narrowly written so it doesn't affect other public lands.
So what would that comment look like? Or are you just looking to monitor this?
No, we would submit the comment saying maybe it should actually be comment with amendments, because we need the language needs to be narrowed.
That the Office of Hawaiian Affairs needs to be consulted?
Well, not so much that, but that the governor doesn't have this power. He doesn't have the power to set aside lands outside of the normal oversight process.
Is this part of the governor's package? No? Okay.
Okay.
You got more, Vice Chair?
Yes.
Go ahead.
With item 2 HB 2395 relating to the taking of marine deposits, I wanted to know what the comment would be on that. And one of my concerns is the mention of sand, and that possibly the possibility of EV being in there. And if I didn't see anything regarding mention of Shifty or lineal descendants being a part of that conversation.
Yeah, so again, our comments would be similar to what you're saying, is for the bill to more accurately define research and education, which are kind of already existing categories, but what is management? That's very broad, and we wouldn't want sand to be removed to be made into cement. Exactly, because of EV, and it just needs to have more safeguards in the law, is what we would like to see.
Thank you. Okay. With item 3, HB 2406, SB 2492, relating to public lands. So OHA is mentioned in there, but just regarding receiving a copy of the draft resolution. And mentioned here is a disposition of more than 1,000 acres of lands. And I believe that we need to be consulted about that, and that is by law. However, it is not clearly stated in that bill. And I was thinking a possible amendment could be that there would need to be approval by the supermajority of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs Board of Trustees if there was going to be any changes regarding these lands.
Well, this appears to be a pro-OHA bill, right? Leina Ala, this is a pro-OHA bill.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, are we clear on what the vice chair
We
is
can-
suggesting?
If the suggestion is to support with amendments, is that what I'm hearing?
I believe so.
Yeah, we can,
To be more
item
specific,
6.
okay? Trustee Whitehair, you have anything you'd like to add? No, not for this one? Okay. Okay, let's continue. Okay,
This is 1,000 acres of what they're calling public lands.
I don't think I'm looking at the same. Can you repeat which bill and
Item
number
3,
again?
HB 2406 and SB 2492.
Yes, and we are support. Sorry, I was looking at a totally different bill. I thought you were talking about the Naniloa Golf Course. Yeah, we're support on that.
However, it just says that OHA would receive a copy of the draft resolution, not that we are consulted or that we're having any say on that.
This one, no, I think it has, let me double check. I think this one,
there's nothing in here that requires approval of the draft resolution by OHA.
correct. This one is modeled after, existing law. So 17150 and 17164.7 has the supermajority of the ledge or the majority of the ledge in one and supermajority in the other and notice to OHA. So we could ask for that. We haven't gotten it in the past,
Well,
even in the settlement.
That's why I mentioned that, because I'm seeing that it would require that amount of their House and Senate to pass that, and it would make sense that that would be coming from us as well if we agree to the disposition of lands. And when I'm looking back at the bill, this is regarding disposition to governments, governmental agencies, public utilities, and renewable energy producers. Selling public, notwithstanding any limitations to the contrary, the Board of Land and Natural Resources may, without public auction, sell public lands, lease to the governments, grant licenses, exchange public lands.
Okay. Why don't we do this? Offline, Leina Ala, why don't you speak with the trustee?
I heard what trustee said, and we're happy, I mean, we can put that in to the testimony that we would like OHA, there to be a prior approval requirement for OHA. We can put it in there.
Okay. I'd like to, before you move on to another bill, Trustee Lindsay.
I was just going to tell you that Trustee Kahila's been waiting a while.
I know, I saw that. I was going to acknowledge him. Okay, Trustee Kaile.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. My only comment on the conversation we're just having is the bill as written is consistent with existing law. And so the language that is in the bill that is proposed is consistent with existing law as it relates to lease land dispositions to private entities. And so the amendment to 17195, which is the language in the law for dispositions to government entities, includes the protections from government to private entities. And that only requires the notification of OHA within 90 days of the convening of the most upcoming legislative session. So it's consistent with current law as it exists today.
Thank you, Trustee. Trustee Souza?
Mauli Chair, I was gonna say the same thing, and then also the vote is on the House floor and Senate floor, so I don't know how OHA would be in that mix as well. That'll be a question. I would like answered, actually.
Pardon me?
I would like that question answered.
That would go to Lei?
How would we in prior approval before they take the vote on the Senate floor and House floor.
Yeah, I was understanding trustee Akaka's suggestion to be that, like, they would require it to come to OHA, but as Chair pointed out, and I also, that was 170, 150, and 64.7, that's, no other law is written like that.
Yeah,
We don't
that's-
have that in any other of the private land
Right,
exchanges.
right.
So it would be totally,
So it's consistent with current.
yes,
Yep.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
So question, if we were to require that approval, do we have a chance of losing the bill?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So let's proceed. You got anything else, Vice Chair? Oh, Trustee Wahe.
No, I
before-
want to clarify, this bill isn't changing or, it's not affecting the law itself. It's just requiring them to give information every time they do this, which we would probably want to have, so that we know what they're doing. So it doesn't make sense to,
amend.
yeah, I don't know what, it just requires them to provide information to us, 7 different points. It's more about transparency and having it provided to OHA than it is about how the bill itself is implemented. That's what it seems.
Chair Galutario, you mind if I add some commentary to that?
Yeah, go ahead, Trustee Kalele.
So the core of this bill is it requires the exchange or dispossession of public trust land from the state of Hawaii to another government, a sovereign government. That government could be the United States federal government. It could be any one of the 4 counties. If the state wanted to exchange land with a government entity, under current law, there is no legislative oversight or notification to OHA of that transaction. All that is required is action by the land board, and the public has the right through the process to weigh in on that at the land board level, but there is no legislative oversight. What this amendment to 17195 does is it requires a simple majority vote of the legislature to affirm that decision for a government-to-government exchange of public trust land, and also requires the notification of OHA if the transfer of land exceeds greater than 1,000 acres. So let's say the state wanted to transfer 20 acres to the city and county of Honolulu to do public housing. That's most would agree, a pretty good, solid public purpose. And there's no reason to create more bureaucracy and have that be bottled up at the legislature, potentially when the legislature is not even in session. So what this bill does is if the state wants to do a land exchange of greater than 1,000 acres, which is very significant, it adds an additional check and balance to that action by the state by allowing the legislature to weigh in and provide an affirmative vote to affirm that transaction, which would also require the land board to agree as well. But it provides legislative oversight of a transaction that could potentially exchange and take out of the public land trust land that exceed over 1,000 acres. So this is a good thing.
Okay, thank you. Are you addressing this amendment? Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
Mahalo. So if I have it correct, then this would be a good thing. And my main concern is that there would be oversight and inclusion of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. And if there's any land, especially land that is over 1,000 acres, that we be a part of that conversation. instead of just being notified. I think when it comes to disposition of land, it's key that we are a part of that conversation versus just notified. And that's my whole point.
Yeah. Well, you guys got your ear to the ground over there, so if you're gonna see any major move, you're gonna let us know, right? Deja, you got anything to add?
Sorry, I was going to say this is a triple referral. So we're looking at, if it does not have a hearing, which it has not yet, that the bill will die. And it is something that we expect will have heavy opposition because of allowing an oversight. So the position for support, we understand we could ask for more oversight by OHA, but because we're implementing something that already doesn't exist, we were recommending support because asking for more may also kill the bill. So I think it's like, do we want to, what do we want to do? And then just being realistic that it is a triple referral and has not had a hearing yet. So,
Okay.
thanks.
All right, and let's move on. Do you have anything else?
Yes, so would you say other bills throughout here, when it comes to talking about the disposition of lands, that the comments are enough as is, given that all that conversation was had regarding OHA's part in these conversations regarding disposition
Yes, I
of
mean, our
lands
comments always strongly
and
assert
access?
OHA's rights, but yeah, I mean, we believe at this stage, it's more about clarification as opposed to opposing the ones that are comment or supporting them. Comment is more appropriate.
What I'd like to do is to proceed with your suggestions, okay, as they are today on the matrix. And if we're looking at triple referrals, we're looking at the death knell of the bill anyway. So we should let things kind of ride and see how things move at the legislature. So how many more amendments are you going to suggest, Vice Chair?
I just had a question on one more.
Chair Galataria, I have just one addition, Chair.
Oh, okay, wait, hold on a second, okay, Trustee Kahele. You wanted to speak on another bill?
Yes.
Okay, well, hold on. Okay, Chair Kahele, are you referring to what's on the table right now?
Just one second. The Senate bill has a double referral. It does not have a triple referral. So the Senate bill is in play. House bill has a triple referral.
Okay, thanks for the clarity. Okay, Vice Chair, go ahead.
This is regarding item 10, SB 3146, HB 2326, relating to the Department of Land and Natural Resources. I see that we have it currently as monitor, and given the discussion is regarding Crown and government lands, and I was thinking about the pro rata share revenues and proceeds. If that is the case, and that is what the discussion is about, and if it's not, please let me know if it would make sense to oppose that. Would that be where we are, it would not be included with the proceeds and revenues?
That's not what this bill is about. This is about how the public is noticed about changes in fees at things like parking lots and concessions. So like if the price goes up.
So it's not like they don't get charged, it's just notification
It's
of
about
changes.
notification.
Okay.
I mean, we're monitoring it because we do have certain like access concerns, but as far as public land trust revenue, that's not really the heart of our concern with this.
Okay, but is there any question of that or possibility of that? I want to know how you're reading it.
I'm not sure I understand your question.
My main concern is if it comes to any proceeds and revenues that would fall under pro rata share, that would not be relinquished.
No, it
Okay.
wouldn't affect
Thank
us
you.
receiving our pro rata share.
Okay, any other comments or questions, trustees? If not, we have a motion on the table to approve the OHA position on bills affecting the public land trust, matrix 3. Okay. Leanne, call for the vote, please.
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Vice Chair Kako,
Aye.
Trustee Aquino,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa, Trustee Kahele,
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay, Trustee Souza, not present, Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
Chair Galutario.
Aye.
We have 8 yes votes.
Thank you, members. Okay, let's move to the next OHA position on bills affecting natural resources and Native Hawaiian traditional and customary practices, Matrix 4. Any public testimony?
No, there is not.
None? Okay, may I have a motion to amend the 2026 Legislature OHA position on bills affecting natural resources and Native Hawaiian traditional and customary practices, Matrix 4? Thank you. Okay, trustees, any discussion? Okay,
Would you like me to go over the 3 bill change positions really quickly?
yeah, go ahead.
So the first one is item 13. It's related to the Land Use Commission's powers. It allows counties to reclassify or to petition to reclassify lands that are in the ag district to rural if they're already in fact being used for housing purposes. So it just we're going to monitor it, but we don't really have any concerns with that.
Okay,
Item 24, I don't think we have the technical expertise to comment on this bill related to air pollution monitoring, so we're going to downgrade it to monitor, even though it's a good idea. Item 26, we had proposed oppose. We're going to comment and still raise concerns, but we didn't want to come out swinging hard because we want to acknowledge that there are legitimate concerns with shoreline erosion affecting private property. But the problem with this bill is there's already an emergency procedure within the DLNR rules, or the Office of Coastal Management. So to have an emergency procedure, actually, it's kind of a misnomer. It's actually expanding the time up to 5 years, which is much longer than the current allowable period. So we have concerns with shoreline hardening, which erodes coastlines, affects Native Hawaiian practices, but we do want to be sensitive to what are the concerns about, people's property. So we're just going to comment to raise our concerns. Those are all the changes.
okay, Paul?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
I want to clarify the motion, and this is Trustee Alapa's motion, and it's going to be to exclude HB 2218 and SB 2685 related to the Department of Land and Natural Resources. It's going to be taken up at the BOT tomorrow. Okay, is that okay, Trustee Alapa? Okay. Any other comments, questions? Trustee Aquino?
I just wanted to make a comment and to express my appreciation for the work that our public policy division is doing in thinking through all of these issues. This section in particular, Matrix 4, is pretty complex. A lot of technical stuff for one thing. But beyond that, it highlights bills that can have impact that is not necessarily understood at the front end. And we've taken what I think is a very balanced approach. We're looking at the role we must play to protect the environment and Native Hawaiian rights. But we're also looking at the needs of Hawaiians and everyone to be able to move forward in housing developments and other usage of resources. And so I just want to commend you. I think the comments that have been made are well balanced, and we're taking yet at the same time a good stance of watching and monitoring, and we can react when needed. Well done.
Thank you. Our team works very hard.
Must have stayed up late on that one.
Thank you. It seems, yeah, well, Trustee Akaka, you have anything?
For item number 37, SB 2795, relating to the Hawaiian flag, asking that in the future matrix, that HB 2532, which is a companion bill, be included in there as well under the position of support.
Will do, thank you.
Thank you, and I understand I guess it was at 9:45 a.m. they did have a committee hearing regarding this bill. So for
Anything else?
item 1, HB 1738, relating to land use decision making and the authority for counties to amend district boundaries. Do we have any concern there?
We are monitoring that. The counties currently have authority for amendments up to 15 acres. So this would be a big change. And also there is a lot of, this is actually another complex issue, as Trustee Aquino was referring to. I mean, the balance of how do we protect the integrity of our agricultural districts while also being responsive to agricultural workforce housing, but without letting it slip into becoming gentleman farms that aren't actually ag lands at all, is actually one of the issues that we're monitoring a lot on, because we're learning. It's really, really complicated, but that's why we're monitoring them, because we do have concerns about abuse of ag district and how that affects bona fide farmers and a whole range of issues. But there have been legitimate workforce housing for ag workers. So it's another of these ones where it's we're monitoring it to see which direction it goes, but to protect the integrity of the agricultural districts, which we think is important.
And for item 5, HB 1848, relating to land use, I wanted to know what the comment would look like.
You know what, this bill actually got deferred, but the comment we were going to submit, if it moves on, I forget if it was the House or the Senate side that it got deferred, was essentially highlighting our Land Use Commission bill, which is the same goal. It's to back water planning up in the entitlement process so that it's given greater consideration. I talked to CWORM about this bill. They agree that certification is not the correct method. They can't certify water availability in the future. They monitor to the supply side, sustainable yield, and stream flow standards. Counties have more up-to-date information about demand. So CWORM just asked that the requirement be downgraded to consult with them. And I would actually suggest that the requirement should be that the petitioner show they've consulted with both the Commission on Water Resource Management and the county on the demand side.
No, you just got through saying that this has been deferred?
Sorry, yes, on one side. It might still move on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why
right.
we're still talking about
Okay.
it. But yes, we're generally supportive of the concept, but we think our bill is the better approach.
Okay, and for item 6, HB 1932, I see that we have it as monitor, and I think there's also the possibility of us supporting it as well. But if
I actually will comment. I have a lot of background in this area, and case law in Hawaii is very, very, very strong to protect the public trust resources, including water and land. And there's a popular movement about the rights of nature that's coming from other places where that's kind of been their hook for some of the environmental rights that people want to see. But we have our public trust doctrine, which descends really from kingdom law. and it already protects many of these same rights. So I would recommend against tinkering with the Constitution to import kind of an outside concept to address issues I think our Constitution adequately addresses.
So it would be monitor? Keep
So
it
we're
monitor.
monitoring to see, what happens.
Okay.
Okay, all right, very good. It just seems awfully odd that we have to legislate to practice our own culture. That's weird. And to fly our flag. That's odd.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion now to approve, OHA's position on bills affecting natural resources, Native Hawaiian traditional and customary practices as amended. Okay? Any questions? No? Paul? Okay, go ahead. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Ahuna. Aye. Vice Chair Akaka.
Aye.
Trustee Aquino.
Aye.
Trustee Alapa. Trustee Kahele.
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay. Aye. Trustee Souza. Aye. Trustee Waihe'e.
Yes.
Chair Galutaria.
Aye.
You have 9 yes votes.
Thank you, members. Okay, the OHA position on bills affecting Native Hawaiian housing, Matrix 5. Any public testimony?
No public testimony.
No public testimony, okay. Members, may I have a motion to approve or amend the 2026 Legislature OHA position on bills affecting Native Hawaiian housing, Matrix 5? Trustee Alapo, is that you? Yes. Okay, thank you. All right, trustees, any discussion, or Elena Ala, you want to make comments on this?
We don't have any changes, so unless there's questions,
Okay.
no.
Questions, members? Okay, no questions, no discussion. Leanne, call for the vote, please.
Trustee Ahuna. Aye. Trustee Akaka.
Aye.
Trustee Akina.
Aye.
Trustee Alapa. Aye. Trustee Kahele.
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay. Aye. Trustee Souza. Aye. Trustee Waihe'e.
Yes.
Chair Galutaria.
Aye.
9 yes votes.
Mahalo, members. Let's move on to OHA position on bills affecting Native Hawaiian health, Matrix 6. Any public testimony, Leanne?
No public testimony.
All right, members, may I have a motion to approve or amend the OHA position on bills affecting Native Hawaiian health, Matrix 6? Thank you, Trustee Alapa. Okay. Lena Ala, anything you'd like to add?
No changes, so no.
No changes,
Thank you.
okay. Any discussion, any questions, members? Oh, Vice Chair.
Thank you. This is regarding item 1, SB 3194 relating to minors. So it's saying that it would change from instead of a 16, it would move up to the age 18, with also taking into consider there are those that are leaving their workplace or school activities and so forth, and that there's a fine to their parents if they're caught out and so forth. However, what is not mentioned, unless I'm not seeing it in there, is the consideration of university students that are younger than the age of 18. And it's simply, it's specifically mentioning those that are in grades below them. So I think that needs to be taken into consideration.
Thank you, Trustee. So we have actually had conversations with Rep. Keela, who introduced the House version. That is not on this matrix because it was not, when we had to publish it for Sunshine Law, it was not out yet. So we actually spoke with him yesterday, and he's the one who this bill is coming from with Favela. So we did talk to him about those concerns. What we highlighted with him is discuss the bill that we highlighted last table about sentencing youth not to fees and fines, but INA-based education. He actually said that the bill was drafted for the 16, and he actually didn't mean for it to be like that. It was kind of done differently. So we're working with him right now to kind of address what we see as some of those issues. And thank you for your comments because we can bring those up. So we actually are anticipating that we will change this, change our position on this next week. But we didn't have the actual bill yet with him, working with him, and we have not spoken yet with Senator Favela. So we're doing that background research, so thank you.
Mahalo for those updates.
Are they companion bills?
Rep Keela told us yes, but they're not marked, and so
Yeah.
that's something we flagged for him if they actually are companions or not, so,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. Vice Chair, anything else? Paul? Okay, members, we have a motion to approve OHA position on bills affecting Native Hawaiian health, Matrix 6. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, Leanne?
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Vice Chair Kaka,
Aye.
Trustee Aquino, Trustee Alapa, Trustee Kahele,
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay, Trustee Souza, Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
Trustee Galataria.
Aye.
You have 9 yes votes.
Mahalo, everybody. Okay, let's move to OHA position on bills affecting Native Hawaiian health, Matrix 7. Any public testimony?
It's Native Hawaiian education.
Pardon me?
Native Hawaiian
Native
education.
Hawaiian education, yeah.
No testimony.
No testimony, okay, very good. Let me see. Okay. We make a motion on this? No. Not yet, okay. Excuse me, folks. May I have a motion to approve OHA position on bills affecting Native Hawaiian education, Matrix 7?
So moved.
Thank you. Trustees, any discussion? Leanne, anything you'd like to add?
There are no changes. I'll just note that this is another area we've been coordinating with partners, so we've mostly been monitoring, but we will have a few bills next week that we recommend for support in the area of education.
Okay. Trustees, anything else? Okay, Leanne, call for the vote, please.
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Vice Chair Kaka,
Aye.
Trustee Aquino,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa, Trustee Kahele,
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay, Trustee Souza, Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
Chair Galataria.
Aye.
You have 9 yes votes.
Okay. Let's move on. Matrix 8. OHA position on bills affecting Native Hawaiian economic stability. Any public testimony?
No public testimony.
Okay. Members, may I have a motion to approve or amend the 2026 Legislature OHA position on bills affecting Native Hawaiian economic stability, excluding HB 1754 related to general excise tax? Thank you. Trustees, any discussion? Lena, Ola, you have anything you'd like to add?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Trustees, anything else? No? Okay, we have a motion on the table. Leanne, call for the vote, please.
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Vice Chair Kaka,
Aye.
Trustee Aquino,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa, Trustee Kahele,
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay, Trustee Souza, Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
Chair Galataria.
Aye.
You have 9 yes votes.
Hello, members. Let's move on to OHA position on bills affecting Hawaii Revised Statutes, Chapter 6E, Iwi Kupuna and Historic Preservation Matrix 9. Any public testimony, Leanne?
No public testimony.
All right. Members, may I have a motion to approve or amend the 26 Legislature OHA position on bills affecting Hawaii Revised Statutes, Chapter 6E, Iwi Kupuna and Historic Preservation Matrix 9?
So moved.
Thank you, Vice Chair. All right, Lena Ola, you have anything you'd like to add?
There's just 2 bills that we're changing the position, and it's not really a substantive change. It's item 2 and 3, they're DHHL package bills. So we wanted to say, rather than comment, to highlight that we're actually supporting these bills, but we just have minor suggested edits to ensure that there's a specification in the bill that the person doing the assessment has the proper professional qualifications, which is a comment we make on all bills related to 6C because it's really, really important that somebody has that background. But we wanted to highlight that we are supporting DHHL in its request. So that's why we're changing the position.
Okay, members, any questions or comments? No? Seeing none. Okay, let's Let's call for the vote. Leanne?
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Vice Chair Akaka.
Aye.
She did. Trustee Akaka, did you say yes? Thank you. Trustee Akina,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa. Trustee Kahele.
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay. Trustee Souza. Trustee Waihe'e.
Yes.
Chair Galutaria.
Aye.
You have 9 yes votes.
Oh, mahalo for that, everybody. Okay, we'll now move to our item which is taken out of order. The United States Department of Education Consultation and Interagency Partnership Agreements with the Departments of Education, Interior, and Labor. I'd like to call up the administration. Keishan, you want to come and join us? Oh, Summer? Both of you come up. You can explain what this means.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Mahalo. So I'm going to make this brief, but I think it's an important summary presentation on impending consultation on February 10th, convened by the U.S. Department of Education, and concerns the proposal to transfer interagency partnerships and the education programs affecting Native Americans, Alaska Natives, and Native Hawaiians. Changes that flow directly from the President's March 2025 executive order directing steps towards the closure of the U.S. Department of Education and sort of transitioning some of the kuleana that they've been responsible for a number of decades to different agencies. These shifts to that educational funding and services landscape are consequential. They implicate Native Hawaiian education programs that have long been authorized by Congress and administered almost exclusively by the Department of Education and relied upon by our communities. And that shifting federal landscape, I think, necessitates that Native Hawaiian voices are heard before those decisions are finalized. And so why does this matter to OHA? As federal roles and responsibilities are restructured, particularly through these proposed interagency agreements between the Department of Ed, the Department of Interior, and the Department of Labor, Native Hawaiian education providers here in the state are facing, real uncertainty about who will be administering their programs, how the grants will be competed for and administered, and then whether funding timelines will hold. And so many of the affected organizations are ones that OHA has also worked closely with and may reasonably turn to this agency for advocacy, coordination, or even funding supplementation if these disruptions occur. And so that makes this consultation squarely within OHA's mission and fiduciary responsibility to anticipate some of the impacts and help protect stability for our Native Hawaiian learners and families. In advance of the consultation, Native Hawaiian education leaders have been really thoughtful about convening a broader conversation, particularly through the Hawaii Education Alliance Task Force, our legislative hui. So there's been a lot of planning and advocacy in this space to ensure that messages that are being delivered to the federal agencies are coordinated and accurate and grounded in shared priorities. OHA has participated as a listener and a convener and an advocate, but I underscore that we're doing this not to supplant those voices, but to be ready to support and help use our agency character and the deep funding and networks that we have to help others navigate a rapidly evolving federal process. So the goal here is stability and support, not attribution. Key concerns with the proposed educational transfer, major grant making and administrative functions would move out again of this Department of Education to interagency agreements, which means policy authority, grant administration, et cetera, would now go from one executive agency to multiple ones. And navigating that landscape can be complicated. It would also, the
BIE, the Bureau of Indian Education that's situated within the DOI, while it has steeped experience in administering education programs for tribal communities and Native country, it doesn't have any experience doing that for Native Hawaiians. And our Native Hawaiian footprint administratively in the Department of Interior is still quite small, and probably will need support, coordination, partnership in order to make the transition for the Native Hawaiian organizations and schools and even Native Hawaiian serving institutions that are not themselves Native Hawaiian organizations, but that serve populations that are, our educate, like our students, our educators are impacted by, would need some assistance with as well. So basically our participation in this consultation is to make sure that we are part of the conversation, that we help navigate the federal landscape to the extent possible and to make more seamless, and to be ready to anticipate any changes that are forthcoming and impending.
This just speaks to the need, and I've spoken with several trustees about this, certainly Chair Kahele, about the need for us to impress upon the admin that we need to open our office in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
I know that, we're kind of like around the edges on this, but if we could come back with a report about how we're moving in that direction. Because with this federal administration, you don't know what's going to happen.
Right,
I mean, they're gutting the place too.
right.
So we need representation up there. As you well know, that was your playground.
Yes. No, and we're working closely with Corp Counsel to finalize the job descriptions associated with the chief advocate position that is funded for this fiscal year, and then the deputy chief or the deputy assistant to that advocate also to be funded in FY27. So we're poised to, be conveners and advocates in that DC space, probably by end of this fiscal year and then into the next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Any questions for some? No? Okay. Vice Chair?
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, just some, I've been seeing news constantly of changes happening in the federal government level and how that's affecting displays and what is at the Smithsonian's, as well as at the national parks. And when it comes to signage, acknowledging the native peoples of that area, land acknowledgement, some of the challenges that the indigenous people of those areas have endured. And that's really concerning to me when I think of the national park that we have on Hawaii Island at the Volcano National Park, and even imagining that the signage that has changed in recent years, no longer using names that were placed after, and then it being returned to being stated as the original Hawaiian names. The thought of that being removed because of the how would you describe it? Yes, it's very frustrating. The lack of spirit in which the indigenous cultures and the original peoples are considered, and their ties to the land. It's very frustrating. So it would be nice to have unification amongst our indigenous people, and at the same time, these next couple of years are looking very concerning.
It seems as if we're moving in that direction with actions like this.
Yes. And, it's appropriate, that speaks to the perpetuation of Native American languages, that that Native American Languages Act is integral to the Department of Education and the Department of Interior's commitment to funding those kinds of activities and programs. And so, your point's well taken, and I think there's room for a conversation about geographic names and historic place names in the education conversation as well.
I think the board would appreciate a report occasionally on how things are progressing.
Got it.
Okay.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Leanne, do we have any community concerns or celebrations online or in person?
Yes, we have Jermaine Myers here in person.
Jermaine, come. Hey, good morning. Please proceed.
Aloha Chair. Aloha Chair Galiatera, Vice Chair Akaka, and Honorable Trustees. My name is Jermaine Myers, and I'm an OHA beneficiary. I'm here today to raise a serious community concern about whose advice OHA leadership relies on and whether that advice is grounded in accurate history, sound judgment, and consistent standards of accountability. Prior to the pandemic, OHA co-sponsored a Native Hawaiian Congressional Fellowship in Washington, D.C., and later renamed it in honor of Senator Daniel K. Akaka to recognize his lifetime of service and commitment to Native Hawaiian representation. On October 29, 2025, during the OHA Budget and Finance Committee meeting held in conjunction with the Hawaiian Civic Club Convention, I was deeply concerned by the proposal and the justification to remove Senator Akaka's name and rename the program the Na'elele Fellowship. Chair Kai Kahele stated that the Akaka name had become problematic in Washington, D.C., citing a personal experience during the 2022 vote to name the Daniel K. Akaka VA Clinic in Kapolei. According to Chair Kahele, a Republican colleague objected because Senator Akaka was a lifelong Democrat and had supported women's right to choose on a particular issue when it came before Congress. This single anecdote was offered as justification for removing Senator Akaka's name in the interest of maintaining a nonpartisan fellowship. However, that justification is not supported by the congressional record. The legislation naming the Daniel Kahikina Akaka VA community-based outpatient clinic passed Congress unanimously by voice vote in both the Senate and the House chambers and was signed into law in June 2022. So the claim that Senator Akaka's name is politically divisive in Washington, D.C. is not borne out by the facts. This raises a broader concern. Chair Kahele served one term of 2 years in Congress from January 2021 to January 2023. During that term, he faced public scrutiny and a House ethics review related to extensive proxy voting and outside employment, and ultimately chose not to seek re-election. Yet OHA leadership is being asked to accept his interpretation of Washington, D.C. politics as sufficient reason to remove the name of a man who served 36 years in Congress. I raise this issue today because OHA itself has demonstrated that past decisions continue to matter. OHA recently chose to revisit a year-old financial era involving a $6 million drawdown and a $576,609 withholding because leadership believed that past actions still mattered for accountability and public trust. That same standard should apply here. Let us remember who Senator Daniel K. Akaka was. He served 14 years in the U.S. House of Representatives and 22 years in the U.S. Senate. He was the very first Native Hawaiian United States Senator. Throughout his career, he ensured Native Hawaiians were not spoken about in Washington, but spoken with. Removing Senator Daniel K. Akaka's name, despite unanimous bipartisan congressional recognition, based on a single anecdote and advice from a brief congressional tenure, is not supported by the record. Kahikina is insufficient. He served as Senator Daniel Kahikina Akaka for 22 years in Washington, D.C. That should be the name of the fellowship program. This is not personal. It is about stewardship of legacy, accuracy, and who OHA relies on when making decisions that shape our history. Kea kua pu. God bless all of you.
Thank you, Jermaine. Mahalo. Mahalo for your thoughts. Okay, Leanne, any other community concerns or celebrations?
No, there are none.
Pardon me?
No.
No? Okay. Members, any announcements today? I have no announcements, but we'd like to ask Trustee Waihe'e, what time would you like to start your meeting? It's 20 to 11 right now. At 11 o'clock?
11 o'clock.
Okay, we'll resume over here, BNF, at 11 o'clock. Any other announcements, members?
I move for adjournment.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we got a motion to adjourn. Can we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Ahuna.
Aye.
Vice Chair Akaka.
Aye.
Trustee Akina. Trustee Alapa. Yes. Trustee Kahele.
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay. Aye. Trustee Souza. Aye. Trustee Waihe'e.
Yes.
Chair Galutario.
Aye.
You have 9 yes votes.
Mahalo. We're adjourned.